want to go off on something else today, Jabes.
Oh boy.
This one's got me.
Okay.
Got me. There's this chick named Lena Bloom, and I say chick very lightly in this case because it's trans. It's a trans. So
Okay.
Currently it looks like a woman. So I'm imagining it was a dude before.
Okay, so it's a dude.
Yes, I think. Right?
Did it used to be a dude? Biologically, in a lot of ways, it's still a dude.
Yeah, I know. I can't. Yes.
Biologically,
it used to be a dude.
It's a dude, but it did some things
Yeah.
to the outside of its body to make it look like a woman. I'm not going through this shit anymore.
Exactly. So she posted that trying to be the first trans model of color to walk a Victoria's Secret fashion show. Trans is beautiful, hashtag trans is beautiful, hashtag Lena Bloom. Here's a quick tip. If you're sending a tweet from your own account, you don't have to hashtag your own name.
Yes.
You don't have to. Yes. It's already your own name. You're already registered under your handle.
There's someone that does that I want to go. Yeah,
go. Yeah, of Lena Bloom. First of all, I just want to address this first statement before I get to the second one. I want to be the first trans model of color. Was there a trans model, a white trans model that they let walk the runway at Victoria's Secret? And has there ever been a trans in Victoria's Secret?
No.
No, right?
Mm-mm.
No, because it's women.
Yes.
It's women who are in it. Just because you now made yourself look like a woman, I don't want to fucking see you for that.
Right.
So I think if you're trans and you're fighting for someone to be trans, I don't know why of color.
You're just going to be the first trans woman.
You're just going to be the first trans woman. The fact that it's this chick is black. The fact that you're black doesn't mean anything to me. Like if you're fighting for trans, then you should fight for every race, not just your own, because that's what you are.
Right.
So start there. And then she goes on to say, all of these women of color in the Victoria's Secret fashion show, that's amazing, right? But they still have way more white girls. It's like every time they added a woman of color, they added another white girl. Next year, they need to cast trans and curve models, all colors, not just Caucasians. First of all, that's not true either. The Victoria's Secret, they had a bigger girl in there.
They did.
Yeah. What was her name? I'm not. Just asked the wrong person on that one. Again, those Google resumes, send them in to Ross Patterson
because
Revolution.
I need to continue to talk to you. You talk to them, I'll find it.
Yeah.
But it was one, and it's someone that you guys all know, but one is enough.
Yeah, I look.
One's enough, right? You see what it looks like. Okay, moving on.
The other one, the Victoria's Secret models, I will say this, are pretty diverse, and they have been for a long time. I mean, shit, the top in the game was Naomi Campbell for fucking years. Like, she was the queen for years.
Curvy?
No, black. Like she's talking about women of color. Every time they add a person of woman of color, the reigning queen for years and years and years was Naomi Campbell. Like that was top of the pops. And then you had Cindy Crawford.
And they made very little she would kind of say like I was the first black woman on Sports Illustrated and stuff like that, but it wasn't a huge crusade. It was just I'm
hot. Yeah, who's the other one? Grace Jones, like.
Yeah.
It was a model. And then you throw in Giselle. Giselle's Brazilian. That's another woman of color. Like, there's a bunch of women of color. Like, most of the models.
Wait, are you saying Giselle is a woman of color?
Yeah, she's Latino. She's not white. Like, she's from Brazil.
Yeah, she's from Brazil.
She's Latino. Like that's her skin color. That's her.
She's Brazilian. But yeah.
But I mean, Brazilian is.
Okay.
Brazil, like that is classified as Latino, Jabes. If you were of any Latin descent, that's what they classify you as. So Brazil, the two main languages are, I believe, Portuguese and Spanish. It is definitely not English,
right?
And it has nothing to do with any white people in Brazil.
Okay.
You're a Brazilian, and that is That is it. So you're classified under the Latino category. To me, Victoria's Secrets, Sports Illustrated, they've always been good with finding exotic women from around the globe to fill these slots. The fact that now you want to be to be trans on there, it's Victoria's Secret. I don't want to guess at if you might have been a dude or not at some point in your life. I don't want to fucking see that shit. Open up something else. And why go after Victoria's Secret then? Have a company, if you're that passionate about it, about the trans community and getting trans models and trans everything out there, go model for a trans company. Open up a trans fashion line, start that, and become the next Victoria's Secret. Why are you bashing on other fucking companies that choose to do business a certain way? Start your own. Start your own lingerie company. If it's that easy and you want your own fashion show, start your own lingerie company and do it. Call it something for trans, started by trans, starring trans, all of that shit. Go out and do it. Stop fucking pissing on other companies to include you. Like, no, sorry, that's the rules. That's kind of always been the rules. These companies have been around forever. If you want to start your own new trend, go out and fucking do it. There's plenty of trans out there that want to be models or that are models. Start your own modeling agencies, which they have. There is trans modeling agencies that do shit like that.
Yeah.
If you want to be in a fashion show like Victoria's Secret, start your own line of lingerie and then fucking do that. Don't ask someone else's company or don't demand that they put you in it or start putting other people in it. It's their own goddamn company. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And let's face it, Victoria's Secret over the years has been the ultimate before, porn hit the internet. Like that was the ultimate back in the day of like, great. If I found out that I was jacking off to a dude or somebody who used to be a dude, like, ugh.
But you realize that Victoria's Secret is for women to buy bras.
Absolutely.
So with the trans and Playboy thing, I was definitely super against that.
Yeah.
Because that is a magazine for straight men to jack off to women.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to throw that in the mix. This is a bra company, which I guess trans need bras still. So it's a little iffy, but then it is also a fashion show.
Yeah.
And ew. Like, I know it's not popular, but just ew.
I'm tired of fucking hearing about all of this shit, and I'm not included in trans and all this. Like, no,
you aren't included. You're very different,
and
you're very different.
It's such a small segment of the population that does it that it's like, dude, don't ask for this to be the new norm when it's not the new norm in society.
No,
that is not a big, massive group, and like, if you want to switch genders, fine. Go ahead and
whatever makes you happy.
But like, I thought the point of it was so that nobody knew who you were because you didn't like the person you were before. So now you're trying to become a new person. Well, by doing this now and saying I want to be the first trans, like, why didn't you want to switch bodies before? Now you did it. Now you want to remind people that you were the person you used to hate so much that you changed yourself to do it.
Right.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense. And the other thing I want to really rage about here is with the modeling industry. Fuck off with the whole modeling. I want to be a model. Like I used to hear that growing up from like girls at school and stuff. I want to be a model. I want to be a model. Why? Because you're so pretty and beautiful. You feel that you need to be paid to wear clothing so that people can take pictures of you in it, and you can make a lot of money just for being pretty. I'm just pretty. I was just born pretty.
Right.
I can work out and be pretty. And people are going to pay me money to do this. And it's like, you're a fucking model. Like this chick, you're a fucking model. It is totally subjective. I can show you pictures of thousands of models around the world.
That want to walk in Victoria's Secret.
And it's just pretty people.
And you're going to be pushed to the front because you're trans?
Because why? Yeah, because you're trans and like...
you're making some statement?
A trans of color? Like...
Wow, that's a real big push to get yourself on the Victoria's Secret.
And you're saying, and with this, you're saying that you're prettier than all the other fucking tens of thousands of models out there. And it's like, look, sweet tits. I'm looking at your picture now. She's just a normal. That's a normal. If I didn't know she was a dude, just a normal fucking chick. Like,
right.
Nothing crazy hot about her. Like, great. This girl's a dime a dozen. There's a million of them out there who look like this. Like, what's so fucking interesting about you? That's the thing with modeling. It's all of it with modeling, men and women. It's subjective. There's a million great looking dudes too. Like, why the fuck? Like, you being picked for modeling in anything, you'd have a better shot at winning the lottery, because who cares? Who fucking cares? Like, there's thousands of good looking people, if not millions, around the world where
you don't deserve it.
No.
I hate that shit when people think
I do
that
too.
they deserve something in that industry. There's certain things that in certain industries where you feel like you can work hard. Maybe you give 20 years to a company, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you deserve that promotion. Right. And there are certain things that you deserve in the industries of modeling, acting, entertainment.
Yeah.
You don't deserve shit.
Right.
And if you think you do, you're an entitled piece of shit. So that idea of her thinking that she deserves to be in there because of things that she's done to her body, I like your point of like, they don't think that you're, try out like everybody else.
Yeah.
If you get through,
congratulations.
Have a conversation.
Yeah.
But you can't tell them from your Twitter.
Yeah.
That you deserve. I've been telling them from my Twitter that I deserve to be on there for years.
Years, Jesse.
Because I am a white woman of privilege.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of those. They have the Europeans. They have the curvy girls.
You actually, by the way, for the audience, you actually weren't a woman of privilege, which is nice.
No, I'm not.
No.
And that's what I wrote to Victoria's Secret. I gave him my big sob story and I said...
Unprivileged, yeah.
Unprivileged.
Yeah.
I know that I'm white and blonde and it looks like I've had the world given to me.
Yeah, you definitely haven't. Definitely haven't.
But that's just to your. I like that point. It's true. You just don't deserve things like that. No one deserves it. There's such like a luxury thing. Like, I deserve a massage,
right?
But I gotta pay for it.
Right.
I gotta find. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that in this life.
Yeah, I mean, today, for example, I was at the bank right before we came. I had to make a deposit at the bank. I saw two great looking people, a man and a woman, that literally looked like they stepped off the side of an Abercrombie bag. They weren't models.
No.
They could be.
No.
What's the difference between those two people at the fucking bank that weren't even together? Separate, inside, outside. One was at the ATM, one was inside. Not together, so it wasn't like a beautiful couple hooked up either, where it was just like, there was two good looking people, man and woman. They could be models. Fuck, anybody could pluck them off, either one of those two, off the streets and say, oh shit, you want to be a model? You want to come model for this? Like, that's how easy modeling is. If you're going to watch, what was the show with Tyra Banks?
Oh,
America's Next Top Model. And tell me it's a hard job, go fuck yourself. The only thing hard about that job is working out and starving yourself. That's hard.
It is hard. Posing right.
Yeah.
Getting the right angles. And then what I learned from that show is anytime there's spiders involved or heights.
Yeah.
That's when it gets real hard. Crying, lots of crying involved. And that's when it's like, this job is, because they have to make it seem so. They find one of their like phobias.
Yep.
And it's like, who does a whole spider shoot?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for some reason they have live spiders crawling on you. You're like, I've never seen that in a magazine, but I guess for today's shoot, that's what needs to happen. What I love doing is watching America's Next Top Model and eating pizza.
Yeah.
Entire pizzas.
Yeah, there was a girl I did a Comic-Con with, Adrienne Curry.
Yeah,
Adrienne Curry.
She was one of the cool ones.
Because literally, we did a Comic-Con together. Her and her husband, I want to get this correct, they play video games on like Twitch. She's like a massive gamer. Yeah. They play games.
Yeah. She's dorky, hot dorky girl.
Hot dorky, but funny. And I like, that topic of conversation came up. They took all of us who were there out to dinner, and that topic of conversation came up at dinner, and she was just like, yeah, anybody could be a model. Like, it's just purely like, all right, great, you were on this thing and you did this, and that's about it. Like, there's nothing special to it whatsoever.
Nothing special.
Off camera, off of set or whatever, like, she doesn't put on makeup.
Yeah.
She wears like tank tops and sweats, and like, she literally does not give a fuck.
And like, really not even cute glasses, you guys, like almost like a transition lens.
Doesn't care, and farts, burps out in public, like, just literally doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Sure.
And she was a model.
Yeah.
She was a fucking model. Doesn't care. And, she'll be like, great. And I asked her, I was like, you don't care about putting makeup on or anything? Because people were coming up taking pictures of people at the table and shit. She was like, no, I am who I am. She's like, people see me at my worst. Fuck it. And I was just like, that's the type of attitude you should have towards modeling. But people don't, for some reason. They treat it like it's this, oh my gosh, it's this great profession.
Wouldn't that be groundbreaking?
Yeah.
That's what I should say. Hey, Victoria's Secret, wouldn't it be groundbreaking? Not curvy, but, not curvy to where you're like, oh, look at that. But just like, some walking around weight. What about that, Victoria's Secret? That would be groundbreaking. I keep my walking around weight on.
Yeah.
I do not.
How about
detox
like
before?
Yeah.
So you're looking at him like, is she fat? I don't know, but yeah, you know what I mean. So like that kind of thing that's never happened in a.
How about a holiday weight show? A holiday weight show, James.
I'm into it.
A holiday weight show.
I'm into it. Water weight show.
I was in a full
Just
pause.
Keeping the water
I was
weight.
in a full pause when you looked at me, and I was like, okay.
I just couldn't get a word out.
No,
literally wouldn't come out of my mouth.
You couldn't?
Yeah, before you said that, like I was trying to say runway, and like it's almost like a glitch.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
We both had a weird little like
glitch.
We both froze.
A glitch in the matrix.
Somebody press pause.